Good morning, everyone. We are outside again. Do not let the sunshine fool you. It is cold, 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 and it's windy. And these tomatoes that we clipped up the other day, trimmed up, I don't think they're going to tomato anymore. So we're going to harvest the red, the green, make some tomato soup, and grilled cheese. We're going to process the acorn squash, get those chopped up and into the freezer. The green tomatoes, depending on how many we have, I would love to make some salsa verde. So let's see how far we can get. Our tomatoes are dropping like flies. I picked up 3 yesterday, and so far there's 2 today. This is officially the most beautiful heirloom we've grown this year. So this is what we picked. It's almost full basket. It's better than nothing. I'm going to go dump these off, and then we're going to pick the green ones. Oh my gosh. I also forgot an acorn squash, or whatever we're calling this. I wanted to show you guys just how tall this tomato plant got. So there's the ground, and it goes all the way up into the wisteria. Hey everyone, welcome back to Tomato Town. That's what my daughter's calling it. This is the last of the ripe tomatoes that we will be harvesting for the 2024 garden season. The rest of them will be green. We're going to quarter up 2 small to medium-ish sized onions and roast those with the tomatoes along with a bunch of garlic. And then we are saving the onion and garlic peels for a future batch of chicken bone broth. So everything's chopped up. We're just going to give it a little bit of olive oil. Could also do this in a bowl, toss it up all nice. And then put it on the cookie sheet. Some pepper, a bunch of salt. I do have 4 pounds of tomatoes here, so just add as much salt as you think you would like. I would start with a half a teaspoon, go from there. But since I have 4 pounds, I'm going to add quite a bit. In the oven they go for 15 minutes. We'll give them a good stir, and then another 15. Well, I think for the remainder of these tomatoes, I'm just going to wash them up really well and freeze them, because this is one that we harvested today and it's already starting to get pretty yucky. So I'm going to wash these all up, chop off any of the bad parts, pop them in the freezer, and then we're just going to have to deal with them another day. For the small Roma tomatoes that aren't quite ripe, I will leave those ones out to finish ripening. And then we have some of our tiny top beefsteak that I'm just going to leave a few of those out as well for fresh eating. So the final tally that is going in the freezer is almost 2 full gallons. Since these are chopped up and there's so much moisture in the bag, it will freeze into one solid mass. So I will just take that out the night before when I'm ready to use it and put it in the refrigerator to thaw. And see what we can come up with when the time comes. At least these aren't going to waste, right? Oh my gosh, I forgot about the cherry tomatoes. And they were right in front of my face. We have to freeze cherry tomatoes too. Before I put that in the freezer, it smells like our tomatoes are done. Yes, my parchment paper was a little too long. No worries though. That was 3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna warm this up and then add our flour into it so that's melted nicely. I'm gonna add my flour in here. Give it a good mix up. We're just looking to get it a little brown. Nothing too serious. And quite possibly try not to make a mess. I don't have any fresh basil. It all bolted and dried up, as you guys might have saw from my last video. I have air-dried basil from a couple months ago. I'm going to add that. Fresh basil would probably be better. This is what we have to go with. So maybe another, I don't know, 10 seconds just to toast it a little. Already smells good. And now I'm going to try to transfer the tomatoes from the cookie sheet into the pot as safely as I can because they're still pretty hot. We are going to blend this up with a stick blender, so I'm not too terribly concerned about the skin, but if you didn't want the skin in there, go ahead and pick it off after it comes out of the oven. Definitely let it cool a little bit so you're not burning your fingers off. Show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like pre-blendage. I almost forgot, we have about 2.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. And a whole quart of vegetable broth. So I'm going to let this cook down for a little bit and I'm going to get this kitchen cleaned up. And put my tomatoes in the freezer. So now we're gonna make grilled cheese. This is supposed to be a copycat Starbucks grilled cheese sandwich. I don't know for facts because I've never had one. But we're gonna start with 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. We're just gonna eyeball this actually. We're gonna add a bunch of mozzarella, shredded cheddar, Swiss just because it's delicious. If you have fresh, that's awesome. Use fresh. We don't, so we're using the jar of Parmesan. So just mix that up, and just like your normal grilled cheese, we're going to butter the bread, add the cheese. Our griddle is warming up nicely. I think I need more cheese, but looks delicious. Soup's on! kidding. Just kidding. Okay, soup's done, nice and blended. Tastes delicious. Of course, taste yours before you serve it if it needs more salt, pepper, garlic, you know, all the things. I'm gonna add my heavy cream individually. There are people in my house that do not like heavy cream in their tomato soup, but you can add it either to the pot or to your bowl. It smells so good. Yummo. Oh, messy. A little bit really does go a long way. I need my sandwich.
I didn't stir it.
Why do I need to stir it?
Ew.
Stirred. It's good. I'm getting laughed at. That's what Tad's got to. It's really silly. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Once I'm done, we'll get back to it. I think all of these are toast. So my final task for the day was to cut open, slice, chunk, whatever shape I decided to with the squash. I was going to vacuum seal them and freeze them, but this one took us about 10 minutes to beat the crap out of. It is legitimately hard as a rock. Let me try this one if it gets ruined. This one we got through super quick. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 more, possibly 10 because I have some in front of me. We'll see which ones we can get through, which ones we can't. We'll give them away to friends who have farm animals. Nice.
You guys want to smell?
This one's perfectly fine. All the squash is officially cut up. Unfortunately, 4 of the squash are hard as boulders. So this right here is the true acorn squash. This is what I'm calling an acorn squash. The color is slightly different. The smell, I mean, most squashes don't really smell like much, in my opinion, but they're so similar. So my goal for this squash is to put them in the vacuum seal bags, vacuum seal them up, and over the winter we can make soup. Now I know most squash soups are pumpkin soup, butternut squash soup. I've seen yellow squash soup and I've never tried it. I've actually never had any squash soup, to be perfectly honest. So that's my goal this year. I have 6 bags. We'll see how far we can get with it, but I think I'm going to call it a night. It is well past 8 o'clock, and I just want to say thank you so much for following along on our grilled cheese, tomato soup, and squash adventure. Unfortunately, we did not get to any of the green tomatoes. Hopefully tomorrow. We shall see. Maybe that'll be on the next episode. But thank you so much for watching. Until I see you next time, be kind, eat well, and I'll see you in the next one.